Hey everybody, welcome to A.R.C.E. Andy here. So today we're going to be doing a teardown of the C8 Corvette rear braking system. We've been having some issues back there with the electronic brake, the e-brake system. So what I'm going to be doing is creating a bracket that's going to be bolting back to the factory spindle and allowing us to reposition that factory caliper back onto the spindle and allow us to get some lights off that are on the dash and hopefully complete the electronic braking system. Once that's done, I'll take it over to the dealership, they'll flash it, and we should be ready to go. So you guys stay tuned and we'll give you some progress along the way. Okay, wheels off, and without further ado, let me introduce you to the new Alien Fist Brembo caliper and rotor. Beautiful setup by Brembo. Amazing, love it. So today we're going to be discussing the fault codes and issues with deleting the e-brake caliper from the system. When upgrading to a big brake kit, the big brake kit does not allow for the e-brake to be installed, as the rotor is bigger and wider than the factory. So once this is deleted from the system, which connects to those wires there, it gives you fault codes on the dash for traction control, transmission, unable to shift, zero brake pressure on all four, which is what we've encountered on this vehicle. We haven't had any brake pressure on this vehicle since the second week before SEMA. We went through 2 gallons of brake fluid, bleeding all four to make sure that there were no air bubbles in the system, and there are none. So we're still in the same issue. So now what I'm going to be doing is creating some bracketry to go in the back of here to be able to reconnect the caliper to the rotor, and then connect the braking system, electronic braking system. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reconnect all that. And I've heard of some guys connecting it, stuffing it up in here, which is super sketchy, or hiding it somewhere in the back in here, which is super sketchy as well. That's not what we're gonna do. A.R.C.E is about solutions, and that's what we're gonna be coming up with for the rest of the day and this week. And another thing I wanted to say to everyone when you do this is, with this particular vehicle, I'm not saying everyone's, but like I said, this one had zero brake pressure, and I was able to get the vehicle up to 60 miles per hour. Yes, that is correct, 60 miles per hour. Of course, we're in a controlled environment, but I wanted to test to see if this circuit on this vehicle was gonna reset itself, recalibrate, and it didn't. So be mindful of that. Someone in their driveway putting a new big brake kit on, may get some brake pressure and take it out for a drive and then lose complete brake pressure. And you know the rest of the story for that. Horrible accident. So be mindful of that. When you do install this, it's recommended that you do go get it towed to the dealer. After we figure out this system here to be able to put that new caliper back on, it will be available. So stay tuned here, and I'll have some teardown for you next. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. If you've already worked on vehicles before and you've taken out an axle nut and an axle out of the hub, you know how all this goes together. This one particularly was a little tight on the initial. So a couple of love taps, and like when I say love, nice and soft, evenly. Don't go beating this up. You'll mar the hell out of this, and you'll never get that bolt back onto here. And you're gonna have to replace the whole axle. So just be mindful of that. Nice and loose now. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and undo this top, finish this top nut, slide the axle out, and then the whole spindle will come right out and we'll get going. Okay, so axle is off. Under the upper control arm bolt. There we go, right there. And that'll release just like that. Look at that, nice and easy, smooth. So that's what you want, simple. Don't go banging on any of this stuff. It's all aluminum, you'll destroy it. And you have to buy all new stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the wheel speed sensor, and then go ahead and pull this off and put it on the bench. Okay, so now we're on the bench, and you can see the rotor actual size, 15 inches, as opposed to the factory, which is 13 1/4. So here is the factory e-brake caliper I was telling you guys about. It will no longer fit. So what I'm gonna be doing is whipping up some bracketry, billet for this area. I'll draw everything up on CAD, take it over to CNC, and we'll be there making some parts. After we get back from that, we will take it to the dealership, and then we can go ahead and get this vehicle back on the road. Okay, so the new A.R.C.E e-brake bracket system is on, and it is working. I love the way it turned out. functioning very well. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this on the vehicle, install it, and get this thing over to the dealership so we can do some on-road testing. For those of you that are asking what is back inside of here, well, unfortunately, guys, I cannot tell you that due to copyright purposes and patent pending purposes. So those of you who are also going to be asking when this will be available to the public, I want to say early next year, which is right around the corner. I want to say late January, early February, I should have these out to market. I will post a pre-order on my Instagram page for you guys to go and check out and get that pre-order rolling. So if you have the brand new C8 Corvette and you're looking to upgrade to the Brembo Big Brake Kit, this will be for you in order to get the e-brake system working properly on your vehicle.